Lovely people, welcome back once again to another episode of Stitches Beads Collection. I'm Miss Stitches. In this video, let me share with you how to make a simple and easy handmade beaded bag. Before we start, do well to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button. Let's get started. Materials needed. So to start, you cut your fish line. You make sure it's long enough. Then you cut it off, and we are using 0.70 mm. You make sure you have the ends of the fish line. Then you fix 4 beads. So you pick 4 beads, fix on any side of the fish line, being it's the right side or the left side of the fish line. You fix all 4 beads, and then you cross with the 4th bead using the other side of the fish line. So with the 4th bead, you cross with the other side of the fish line. Then you have your first ring done. Then going on, you pick 3 beads, fix 1 bead on each fish line. So you fix 1 bead on the right fish line, fix 1 bead on the left fish line. Then you cross with the 3rd bead. Using both fish lines, you cross with the 3rd bead. You pull it out, and then you have your 2nd ring done. Then you pick 3 beads again, fix 1 on the left fish line, fix 1 bead on the right fish line. And then you cross with the 3rd bead with both fish lines. You pull it out, then you have your 3rd ring done. So you are going to continue weaving with the same method till you get 10 chains. So we have 9 chains now, and with the 10th chain on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, and then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, so you turn completely. Then on this fish line, you still fix 3 beads, you cross with the 3rd bead using the right fish line, so you fix 3 beads on your left fish line. Then you cross with the right fish line. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead. Then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line. You cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Then you fix 2 beads again, cross with the right fish line. Then you weave on till you get to the last but 1 bead. So when you get to the last end, you go through the next bead. And then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads. Then you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line. And then on this bead, you still fix 3 beads on that fish line. Then you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, fix 2 beads on your left fish line again, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. Then you go through the next bead, and then you weave on again with the same method. So I'm going to continue weaving till you get to the last end. So when you get to the last end, you still have to turn. So on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, and then you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line. You pull it out. Then you pass your excess fish lines through. So we have it now. So I'm going to continue weaving till it's long enough, till you get 14 steps. So we have 14 steps now, and as you can see, we have our beaded mat done. So we are going to fold one side, each side of the mat. So you fold this side, then you fold the other side as well. So you fold 1 row each on each side, and we are going to weave the base of the bag. So with the new fish line, you go through these 2 beads here, 1, 2. You put the fish line out to make sure you have the ends of it. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads. Then you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line, which is my right fish line. You pull it out, you make sure you have the ends of it. Then with the right fish line, go through the next bead, fix 2 beads on the left fish line again. you cross with the second bead using the right fish line, pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. Then you still fix 2 beads on the left fish line again, and then you go on and weave till you get to the last end. So this time when you get to the last end, you go through the next 2 beads, and then you fix 1 bead, you cross with both fish lines, and then you have it done. So we are going to pass our excess fish lines through to make our base complete. So that's what you get after you are done with the base of the bag for the half side. So I'm going to weave a handle for the bag, this side. So 1, 2, 3, the handle should be on the 3rd row on each side of the bag. So on this side, that's where we're going to fix the handle. So with the new fish line, you go through this bead here. So we are starting from the second part. Please watch carefully where my fish line is going through. So you have it here, and then I'm going to weave upwards. So on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends equal, then you pull it out, then you have it this way. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead here, right to the next bead. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line, pull it out, then you have it like this. Then still weaving on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, you pull it out, and then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, you have it like this. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads, you cross with the 2nd bead using the other side of the fish line, pull it out. Then with this fish line, go through the next 2 beads. Then you fix 1 bead, then you cross with both fish lines, you pull it out, and then you have it this way. So with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead. With the left fish line, go through the next 1 bead as well. With the right fish line to the next 1 bead, with the left fish line to the next 1 bead. And then you pick 1 bead and cross with both fish lines. You pull it out very well to make it tight. And then with the right fish line, go through the next 1 bead again. With the left fish line, go through the next 1 bead. And then you pick 1 bead and you cross with both fish lines. Now the game itself is on. We are now going to make the handle itself. So this is what you should get. If you're on the right track, you should be having this. Then we move on. So on this fish line, you fix 3 beads, you cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, which is my right side. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead, and then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line, cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line. You pull it out and make sure it's tight, very tight. And then with the right fish line, you go through the next 1 bead here. Then you fix 2 beads again on the left fish line. You cross with the 2nd bead using the right fish line, still pull it out to make sure it's very firm. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next 2 beads here. Then this time you fix 1 bead, then you cross with both sides of the fish line, you pull it out. And then as you can see, our handle is forming now. Then on this fish line, you still fix 3 beads, cross with the 3rd bead using the other side of the fish line, you pull it out. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, pull it out. You go through the next bead, fix 2 beads again, cross with the 2nd bead, pull it out to make sure it's very tight. Then you go through the next 2 beads and then you cross with 1 bead, and then you weave on with the same method. So this is what you should have. If on the right track, you should see your handle forming. So you're going to continue weaving till it's long enough for us to add it to, or to join it to the other side. Sorry, to join it to the other side. That is about 17 steps. So this is the length I want for my handle, and if yours is short, do well to add more to your satisfaction. So I'm going to join it to the third bead on the other side. So with the new fish line, you go through from the down part of the handle. Then on this fish line, you fix 1 bead. So I'm starting from the down side of the handle. Then you go through the third bead. You go through the first bead on the third row. So you have the 1 bead in the middle. Then you cross with 1 bead. You cross both fish lines with 1 bead. Sorry. Then you pull it out. Then with your right fish line, go through the next bead. Then on this fish line, you fix 2 beads and cross with the second bead using the right fish line. You pull it out and make sure it's firm. Then with the right fish line, go through the next 1 bead. You fix 2 beads again on the left fish line, cross with the second bead using the right fish line. And now with the right fish line, go through the next 2 beads here. Go through the next 2 beads. You have it this way. Then you pick 1 bead and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Pull it out and make sure it's firm. Then with this fish line, go through the next 1 bead here. And then you fix 2 beads on the left fish line. You cross with the second bead using the right fish line. Then you go through this bead again with the right fish line. You fix 2 beads on the left fish line. You cross with the second bead. Then you go through this bead, fix 2 beads, cross with the second bead. And then you go through this bead as well. And then you fix 2 beads, cross with the second bead. And now you go through the next 2 beads here. The next 2 beads. And then you cross with 1 bead using both fish lines. You pull it out. Then with this fish line, you go through the next 2 beads. And then you cross with 1 bead using both fish lines. And then you pass your fish lines through to this bead here. And then you pass your excess fish lines through. So we are done with our handle. We are done attaching our handle, and it's as simple as ABC. So I made the same thing offline, the same size, the same length, the same handle, and we're going to join it together. So with the new fish line, you go through the first bead here, first bead, pull it out. Then on this fish line, you fix 1 bead. You pick 1 bead and fix on that side. And then with that same fish line where you fix the bead, you go through the first bead on the other side of the bag. Then you pick 1 bead, then you cross with both sides of the fish line. Make sure you have the ends of the fish line, then you pull it well, because you don't want Ghana is longer than Africa here. Then with the right fish line, you go through the next bead. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead. And then you pick 1 bead and then you cross with both sides of the fish line. You pull it out. With the right fish line, you go through the next bead again. With the left fish line, you go through the next bead as well. And then you go on and pick 1 bead again and cross with both fish lines. Then you weave on with the same method. So as you can see, we have the sides nicely joining up. I'm going to continue weaving till you get to this side of the bag as well to complete it. So I have the sides joined up nicely, and we are going to pass our excess fish lines through. And that's what you should get after you are done passing your excess fish lines through. And we have our cute handmade beaded bag done, suitable for all occasions. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my tutorials, make sure to comment and share as well. Do well to follow me on Instagram and on Facebook. Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. Thank you. See you in my next video. Have a nice day and bye.